the way. Any age, eta, what? African people, which one we take? Wake up, risen, the world let us go. Hey, African people, say that which one we do? Wake up, risen. Huh? This is not the time for revolution. Yeah, this is not the time for revolution. Everybody now.
It's not time for revolution.
Human revolution.
It's not time for revolution.
Thank you, Didi Man.
African revolution.
Yeah. This is not the time for revolution. I want to welcome everyone to this short podcast. Let me welcome everybody officially to this short podcast. We're here to talk about the year 2020, which is in just a couple of hours. Just a couple of hours now. We will be shouting Happy New Year, as the tradition has been ever since. New Year 2020, what are your resolutions? But I've been having resolutions for long, and this time I'm tired. I want year 2020 to be with a revolution. What are your resolutions? But quickly, before we talk about what revolution is and what resolution, let us differentiate it and let us decide whether what we want again is resolution or what we want is revolution. Definitely, I recall that a lot of people, or a lot of times, we have had to deal with talking about the meaning of revolution. Yeah, of course, some people said it means violence, and this is because they always made reference to John F. Kennedy, who said, "Those who make peaceful resolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable." Pardon the person who did this. What they meant is, those who make peaceful resolution, S was supposed to be in the first one, peaceful resolution impossible, will make violent revolution inevitable. That's the idea. So when you say revolution, what does it mean? Of course, all of us will remember the 1935 revolution, industrial revolution. It did not necessarily have to do with or go with spilling of blood and all that. Do you understand it? But what are the differences, or what is the difference, if there is at all, between resolution and revolution? And let us decide whether what we want in 2020 yet again is resolution, or radically what we want is a revolution. And then I will tell you specifically what I mean by revolution. Let's start with this. We are just going to be talking about the connotations of resolutions and revolution. Resolution might have to do with decisions to change specific units or items of things on a list. For instance, if you have a list of things to do in your academics as a student, you may want to be looking at, okay, I want to change the friends I have so that it will not affect my academic this year. Or I want to change where I live so that I will be closer to school. I want to start living on campus. Those are resolutions. Or, this year I want to be serious with my academics. Those are items on list of academics. Resolutions. This year I want to be serious with my academic. This year I want to be sitting at the front in class. But revolution will have to do completely with something different. You are not just going to be taking decisions of specific units of behaviors. You are going to be looking at how to change it completely. And I'll make this easier for understanding. Now, this is resolution. Now let's talk about revolution. the connotation of revolution is that you are going to make a major, fundamental, or radical transformation completely. For instance, if you want to make progress in your academics and you have decided, oh, I want to be sitting at the front, those are units of decisions. Resolution, oh, I want to be serious with my academic this year. I want to make an A1 in this particular course that I've not been performing well in. So this year I want to start being serious with statistics and mathematics. Unlike, oh, in the previous years I was doing well, but statistics and maths are not too cool. But this year resolution means a unit, which is a particular course you want to be better at it. It's just taking a decision, right? More so, when you say resolution, you are saying you want to make the best of a terrible situation. Look at the screen very well. In resolution, you are trying to make the best of a terrible or bad situation, meaning that, yeah, you agree that it is bad, but you want to make the most of it. Yeah, I agree that I'm in a bad school. The school is not helping matters, but I want to make the best of it, sha. Oh no, I know I'm in Nigeria and I'm a Nigerian. Yes, the situation is bad, the country is worse, it's terrible. Yeah, but let me try to do well in it, which is what motivational speakers and pastors tell you. All right? Oh, this year let's try and be good. Let's just do what we can with this. We know it is bad, yeah, but let's try and make the best of the bad situation. That is resolution. But contrary to making the best of a terrible or bad situation, what is revolution? Revolution now means changing the bad for good altogether. I hope you understand the difference here. The difference is, I'm going to let the comments display while I continue. The difference between resolution and revolution is that while in resolution you want to make the best of, you have accepted, you have admitted, and you have conceded that it's a bad and terrible situation, we can't change it, but let us just do what we can within the bad. Okay? But revolution means you want to change that bad. You are not trying to make the best of a bad situation, you are trying to change the bad completely for good. That is revolution. Like, instead of saying, oh, I know I'm in a bad school, this school is very bad, I can't change this school, but let me try and make good grade out of this school. That is a resolution. But revolution means, no, this school cannot be bad, we have to change it to be good. That is revolution. So why resolution has to do with changing a specific unit of things or items, all right? Revolution has to do with completely changing or overhauling the entire situation, radically transforming the bad to good. No excuse. That is revolution. Now in 2020, what is your decision? Resolution or revolution? We are eating somewhere. Okay, now let's move on. I'm saying this because of certain things, and I'll be very quick about it. Yesterday, this particular picture illustration started to trend on social media about wife of Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano, who left the country, left poor people in Nigeria, for instance, okay, to travel to hosting in America, to go and be doing charity, helping poor people in America. Sorry, I don't know if there are no poor people in Anambra again, there are no poor people in Nigeria. She left, took taxpayers' money in Nigeria to go and be wasting, to go and be blowing it in America, where we are currently busy borrowing money. We are still borrowing money, we are still at the mercy of America. Somebody now took resources from Nigeria to go and be helping poor in America when we are still looking up to aid to America for AIDS? I don't know if I'm making sense. Now, going forward, you want us to cope with this kind of thing. What is your resolution? Now, finally, let me quickly define revolution and resolution in just one text. In resolution, you limit yourself to the challenges within the environment. You admit, you concede, you accept the challenges, and you stay there, and you limit yourself to the challenges. But in revolution, you challenge the limits. You take off the boundaries. Like, it is not acceptable that we have this kind of boundary or this kind of challenges. So resolution means you want to limit yourself to be accommodated by the challenges, but revolution means you are not accepting the challenges and you are challenging those limits. That is what the difference is. Now let us move on, and I'll allow the comments now so that we can be dynamic as we do what we do. All right. So in this new year, I am tired of resolutions. This new year that is happening in some hours to this time, what I want to do is to have revolution of thoughts, revolution of ideas, revolution of actions. And let me be specific. I no longer want to be, I don't want to be a motivator in 2020. I want to be, and I will change from being a motivator to being an activator. That is, instead of just talking about it, I want to start doing it. It doesn't matter whether people join or whether they do not join. I don't care. What matters is, this is essential. Somebody has to do it, and I'm going to volunteer. Do it. That's my revolution in 2020. I'm not going to be asking where are these people, who is doing it. I'm just going to volunteer myself. It doesn't matter whether people join or they don't. I want to be an activator in 2020. Let me be specific. I noticed that our people prefer and love, our young people have become Malians, no manners. They have started, they prefer song, they prefer music, they love music, and they've been doing that. It makes sense, right? I don't necessarily, because I've studied it too, that you don't necessarily have to have good voice. You don't necessarily have to know how to sing. You can just be singing Malian, Malian, Malian. So long as you can do lamba and make people tag along with it, that's all you need. So don't be surprised in 2020 when you see me start singing. Yeah, part of the revolutions in 2020 is that this channel will now start promoting musicians. Not just every kind of musician, musicians that have message, that will contribute to the changing of orientation, to the changing of the system. This government is not serious, and we cannot be pretending that all is well. All is not well. So since music is one of the ways that we can change things around, I will personally even go into music myself. And I don't necessarily have to know how to rhyme or know how to sing or even have a good voice. In fact, the best of musicians we have today don't even, in Nigeria, the trending ones do not necessarily have voice. They don't even know how to sing. Yeah, they don't know how to sing. You can even sing like an imbecile, and it's a style. So don't be surprised, I may also go into music this year. Yeah, that's the truth, because that is what trends, and we want to use music, entertainment, to revolutionize the country, because the reality is resolutions of who we want to change individual agencies, prick the conscience of one person another in one individual is not working. There's need for total fundamental overhaul. And since music is working like charm, we might have to start using it. Consequently, I want to ask that those of you that want to help or that are interested in a revolution might want to start supporting this new drive. So just wait for it. It is coming to happen. We are going to start having music galore on this channel, because it looks like a lot of people don't necessarily like us just talking. Our youths are not necessarily listening, except for those of you who maybe live abroad and love to listen to what we do. Going forward, we want to start using music, so we are going to have a studio and equip it. But before I start asking for support as we go into the new year to set up a studio, equip it, and start doing what we want to do, I want to begin by appreciating those that supported us so far in this past year. Your support went a long way, and I'm not, you know yourselves, a lot of you don't like to be mentioned. A lot of you fairly say, okay, don't mention the full name, just say just say my nickname and I'll understand, you acknowledged, but in the past 1-2 months, let me quickly mention a few names. I will not mention the full names necessarily, for the fear that those that ask us not to mention them. I'm just going to appreciate generally now. Nikesholaja Odofia, Olunuga, Wuraola Okunu, Abegunde Sheson, Edeka Ode, Fasat Animashan Akomu, Oluwatoyin, Rebecca Obogo, Adewale Shangobi, Elijah Abiola Bakare, Tolu Odulami, Arewa Bayo, Omole, Fadansi, Christiana Koforola Drodola, Aderanti Oluwatoyin, Franklin Nduka, Omoni Isaac, Olawunmi Adeapata, Florence Akinyele, Olayiwola Akim, Debola Adepegba, Victoria Ngozi, Ayo West, Adebowale, Cleophas Uchenna, Okiri Sikat, Okonlawun, Onibola Sire, Kuforola Beckley, all of you, you know yourselves. I don't want to mention too many names, but you know yourselves. I appreciate all of you. You're wonderful people. But we have work to do ahead in 2020. Those of you that love music, you may want to start coming in at this point, because it's going to be the use of everything. We are not going to leave any stone unturned. And of course, I'm not going to forget one person. That person is special for a reason, and a few other persons too. If you did not hear your name, it's deliberate. Some of you do not like to be mentioned, and if you heard your name but you asked not to be mentioned, just understand that I already coded it so that people will not know it is you. But this is it. We are going into a critical stage now. 2020, we are not going to take it lightly. We have to we are not going to leave any stone unturned. Whatever method will work, we will use it. But this country is overdue, long overdue, and we are not going to wait for a messiah to come and do it. For as long as you know this thing is worth doing, is what anybody should step forward and do it. And I'm going to be an activator, as I said. I'm no longer going to be a motivator. I'll be an activator. We have to do it. It is Revolution 2020. First, the bad guy's voice has gone down in the past few months. It has now been replaced by the Malians and the rest of them. And you can understand it. So, first, the bad guy was the only person in the scene trying to sing sense. And he was overwhelmed. Idris Abdul Karim also made efforts. He didn't really go far with our young people. Dede Mabiaku didn't really go far with our young people. He's only communicating to the same generation of people who understood them while they were reigning. So we need to now take the method with these people. Let us take the method that they are sponsoring with them. Let us also sponsor people who have a good message and go in. We have to take the bull by its own. We have to do everything possible. So part of the New Year revolution is that we are going to have a lot of work to do. We are not going to leave any stone unturned. We are going to use all the methods with them. Yeah. So let me take the comments now. You're welcome, Farape Josh. You're welcome, Chikakati. Bol 1976 said, Joseph's voice has gone down, but remember his father's voice is the loudest. Well, the father is a lawyer, and you know how it was a political struggle to get Sharia out of detention. It wasn't necessarily legal. Yeah, Falana won legally in court, but it still did not mean they will release Sharia. So it was serious political effort to get Sharia out by involving the UN, the US, and all of that. It was not legal. It was political. But when we need a lot of people to come out and work for a situation, you need what is trending, which is music. Falana's voice in the music industry has been replaced, and it is deliberate. The system did that. It is deliberate. They started promoting and sponsoring, lewd songs and all that, even if the person did not have content. As far as even if you sing like an imbecile, they just want to use it to cause distraction. How many concerts were sponsored this December, and how many of them got promoted by the government? This is the way we should be thinking. Yeah, his father's voice. Yeah, his father's voice has been in the airwave even before Falana, even before Falz himself was even known, or perhaps before he was even born. But that was not enough. Falz the bad guy's voice was needed in the music industry. He gave his all, but the system has a way of overwhelming, overriding it by sponsoring the opposite over it. And you understand what we are saying here. So we need to also plunge a lot of people into the music industry going forward, because we need these voices. Falz is doing his best. Yes, that's the point. But it's not enough, because it is only him. Falz became a lone voice in the wilderness, and that was not sufficient. So we need more voices of reason to go in, and we need to also fund it seriously. So we are ready for entertainment revolution also in this country, because that looks like the biggest platform we can use in 2020 to revolutionize minds and consciences of Nigerians. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are ready to go with us, we want to ask that you therefore begin to support. I'll be right back shortly now. Dide Mabiaku is giving us the revolution song.
Yeah. So this is not the time for revolution. Yeah. This is not the time for revolution. Everybody now.
It's not time for revolution.
Human revolution.
It's not time for revolution.
African revolution.
It's not time for revolution.
Ethical revolution.
It's not time for revolution.
Economic revolution.
Revolution.
Cultural revolution. Everybody. Jebu, jebu, jebu. Jebu, jebu, jebu. Oh. Jebu, 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 jebu. Power. African power. African power. government when we get for Africa. Look at them well. And just the thief our money. They useless and the way them lie. They start to bury money for foreign bank. They bury money for tankio. They bury money for backyard. Even they bury money for grave. Yet they don't even think of the common man when they're supposed to sell. No social service, no rule of law, no future for the common man. See, people they suffer, suffer.
People they suffer, suffer.
My people who don't get the food.
People no get it.
Yeah, Paripaho, people who don't get the walk, yo.
People no get it.
People who don't get the hope.
People no get it.
Gbogbo nǹkan tí Japan ṣe nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà yìí o. Àníṣe gbogbo nǹkan tí Japan ṣe nílẹ̀ Áfíríkà yìí o. In the olden days, they said a white man from the west colonized us for Africa. But now.
Alright people, welcome back. So I'm going to round off this broadcast shortly now, and I'm going to say that those of you that are willing to be of support to this new idea, this revolution coming up, revolution of entertainment, revolution of everything in Nigeria, I would say you're welcome on board. I'm going to leave my details on the screen shortly now, and I'm going to close the broadcast. And those of you that also want to, because some people will just say, oh, what is your detail, we want to support you and all that. Yeah, if you want to give me something for New Year, that's the account on the screen. 0036909767. That's the account detail you want to support. Yeah, please go ahead. And then if you want to communicate, that's the number beneath the account detail. WhatsApp, please just message, because most times I'm not able to talk, most times I'm not able to. If you call WhatsApp, I do not pick. Just go ahead and message. All right. Yeah, somebody is asking what happened to Dr. Chidi's channel. Yes, Dr. Chidi's channel was suspended by YouTube for YouTube cited certain community breach, cited certain community guideline breach, and blocked Dr. Chidi for a while. But not to worry, it will soon be back. But if you go to his Facebook page, Worship Media, that one is still active, so you can find him on Facebook. He's still doing stuff on Facebook, but on YouTube you might want to don't worry, he'll soon be back. We expected him back yesterday. Actually 30th December was the day his suspension was supposed to elapse on YouTube, so let's wait and see. He might be back today or tomorrow or something. So Dr. Chidi is fine, Worship Media is fine. Alright people, I'm going to leave you with Dede Mabiaku as I close the show for now. Thank you so much for your time, your attention and support at all times. I leave you with Dede Mabiaku. Alright, it's time for revolution. Let's go.
Hey, African people, say that which one we do? Wake up, prison. Huh? This is not the time for revolution. Yeah, this is not the time for revolution. Everybody now.
It's not time for